Sit over here. Over there?
Over there.
Hey. Hey.
Tell us about your name.
So I happened to read a poem by my mentor, and the line that really spoke to me was, what makes men into kings is not what they can hold on to, but rather what they can let go of. And I was going through I just came out of a very dark tunnel in my life, and that line really spoke to me. So after reading my mentor's poem, I ended up going to a party, and I'm super big on freestyling, and so I entered a little battle. And one of the lines I ended up spitting was, ain't no queen when I can rule like a king. And so all my guy friends were like, oh snap. And then they were like, that's the name. A name introduces yourself, and a name is where you empower yourself. And I felt like for once I was encapsulating all of me. Certain emotions weren't allowed to be expressed in my household. And so that was anger and sadness. And so I remember being so angry one time and not knowing where to put that anger that I just got a pair of scissors and I started cutting myself. I think that was the real start of my downward spiral. And then I went to a party and I got really drunk, and my main intention was, I'm just gonna get drunk and make out with someone cute. And that did end up happening, and then he also assumed that because I was making out with him, I must have wanted to have sex with him, and I was sexually assaulted in the back of a party. And so coping with that afterwards, I remember I just got a thought in my head where I was like, I wanna kill myself, and that was it. But I started doing therapy, I started working, and my 3 best guy friends took me to a poetry slam. And I just remember being so enthralled by these women who just were owning the stage, were owning their story. And I was just like, I want to be like that. And so I went home and I wrote my first poem. I went up and did the poem, and I just felt like I was slow dancing with every ghost, and I could just let everything go. And nobody judged me. Being at the Poetry Lounge in that community made me realize that that was my gift, and that's what I'm supposed to stick with. And it's been my lifeline for almost 3 years now. So they say, I'm the girl who's meant to be the shame in every boy's eyes, and I say, I don't really have it in me to be anything but magic. They say I be loose. Say I like sex a lot more than I should, and I say my game just be tighter than yours though. They call me bitch. Say my words make the most noise. I say good. Now you've heard where holiness can live. They say I am the one with no sense of direction. I say love knows of no need for a compass. You cannot tell me which way I should ebb and flow. They say, you've got an answer for everything, don't you? I say, why not when I ask all the questions first anyways? I say, it's because everybody expects me to know nothing. Based off of my appearance alone, they call me the whitewash nigga. They call me coon, mulatto, the pretty light-skinned girl that don't know her place. I say, you know what? Yeah, you're right, I am pretty. I am light-skinned, and I certainly do not know my place since I never want to be confined to just one. I say black and white can't ever describe all of me when my ancestors taught me to be the entire spectrum of sunset to sunrise. I say I am night crawling towards morning. They say stay in the dark. I say thank you. I just might since I am the street lamp guiding all the lost souls home. I say I care for the children when you forget how to. Teach them to be kite runners against your deafening wind. They say be quiet. They ask, how can I save anybody when I am the tree that lightning loves and they cannot wait to see my ashes? I say I am a phoenix. I say I have lived more lives than all of us here combined. They always say I am so conceited when I spit like this. I say Pac taught me all eyes are gonna be on me and only my God can judge me. So I ask them, are you a God? They say no. I ask again, but wait, are you a God? They say no. I say, well then who taught you to think that you are one then? They say nothing. I say again, but who taught you to think it is okay for you to play God here? They say nothing. They say nothing. They finally say nothing.
Woo! So great.
Oh. Oh my God. I'm so thankful right now. I just feel like I'm like understood. The portrait made me feel like I was being listened to, just something I don't think I'm used to. I would encourage everybody to find their inner style, have some self-love, have some self-reflection, and know that even in your darkest time, there is always a brighter tomorrow. You're valued, your voice is valued. You may not feel like you have a lot of people listening to you, but you will impact someone. It all starts within to help everyone externally.
I feel valued right now. That's what I feel.